Pillar 1, start position. Tailbone tucked, ribs in the body, palms together, elbows wide. We're going to press both hands together to create resistance. That's what engages the fascia. We're going to keep doing that while we draw our elbows together, and then release and return. Press both hands together and draw the elbows together for the stretch. So start position's pillar 1. Resistance is pillar 2. And in this case, the resistance is pressing both hands together. Pillar 3 is drawing the elbows together. And pillar 4 is letting it go and releasing all the tension. So we reset, start position, pillar 1. We resist, press our hands together, pillar 2. We lengthen, pillar 3, draw our elbows together. We release and return to the start position. So every stretch is going to have an element of these 4 pillars, and you always want to be conscious of all of them. The most important one is the resistance. And a question we get a lot is, how do I know I'm resisting? I don't feel the stretch. You always want to feel the point of force. So in this case, the point of force is both hands pressing together throughout the stretch movement. As long as you feel that, you're doing it correctly. Pressing both hands together throughout the stretch movement. Pressing, is it starting to get a little bit more stable now, John? Pressing both hands, are you able to get on your phone? Pressing both hands together and drawing our elbows together. Pressing both hands together and drawing our elbows together. Maybe just keep an eye on the chat on the computer. Pressing both hands together and drawing our elbows together. It's a great stretch for the top of the shoulders, also goes into the small intestine meridian. Let's keep going. Let's do like 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Cool. Shake that out. Give your neck and your head a little bit of a twist. Relax the shoulders. Let's go into the large intestine meridian, also for the top of the shoulders and into the neck. So it's a similar location muscle group, but it's a different stretch in a slightly different location. So to get in this stretch, I'm going to get into an athletic stance, bending my knees, tailbone tucked, ribs in my body. My right arm is at a right angle, and my left palm is going to cup around my right elbow joint. I'm going to press my right arm toward the back of my body, and then use my left hand to pull the right to center against resistance. I'm pulling the right arm to center against resistance. And I am pulling the right arm to center against resistance. And then you release and return to the start position. You really want to be focused on that word pulling. There should be no pushing. It's a pulling of the target arm to center against resistance. Pulling against resistance. So that helping hand should feel like it's working really hard to do this stretch. Resisting and lengthening. And resisting and lengthening. And again. And again, we're going over the stretches from video 2 right now for the top of the shoulders and into the neck. Let's do like 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cool. Shake that out. Now, before we go to the other side, I know that it's not really easy to see on me because of the clothing I'm wearing, but just kind of check into your neck and shoulders. And do you feel how that right side dropped a little bit and just feels a little bit lighter and easier? And maybe if you turn your head to the right and turn your head to the left, there's more ease in the neck on the right side compared to the left. This is a little bit more subtle, but maybe you can feel that your right arm feels a bit longer than the left arm. So you got an immediate change in flexibility on that right side. Now let's go to the,
Sita was just stretching her right shoulder.
Yep. Now we're going to go into the left shoulder. Okay. So my left arm is at a right angle. My right palm is going to cup around the bulbous part of my elbow joint. I'm going to get into an athletic stance, tuck my tailbone under. This is tucked. This is flexed. I'm going to tuck my tailbone under. I'm pressing my left arm toward the back of my body, and my helping hand, my right hand, is going to pull the left arm to center against resistance, and then release and return to the start position. Press that arm toward the back of the body and pull it to center against resistance. And your start position is determined by how far across your body that helper hand can reach. So you're pressing back and pulling to center. Pressing back and pulling to center. pressing back and pulling to center against resistance. You got it. Resisting and lengthening, softening the fingers in the hands, resisting and lengthening, and resisting and lengthening, pressing that arm back and pulling to center against resistance. Pressing the arm back and pulling to center against resistance. Let's keep going. Resist and lengthen, and resist and lengthen. Let's do like 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice. Now let's just check that out for a second and see if the 2 sides evened out a little bit. I can really feel my shoulders went back in space. When I turn my head to the right and I turn my head to the left, I have relief in the neck on both sides. So I got an immediate change in flexibility as well as a reduction in tension and pain in my neck and shoulders. So that's pretty awesome. Now we're going to go into a stretch for the medial hamstring. Okay, it's the back inside of the thighs. We're going to do 2 legs at once. And this is a great stretch if you have hip pain, bunions, plantar fasciitis, sugar cravings, or someone who tends to worry a lot. So this stretch is great for all of those. So I'm going to get my legs a little bit wider than shoulder width, and I want my feet straight or maybe even turned in a little bit. I'm going to tuck my tailbone, put my ribs in my body. You're going to hear us say that over and over again. Tuck the tailbone. It means tuck it under. Ribs, sink them back in your body. I like to interlace my hands behind my head, but you can also place them together above your head. Both are good options. You want your arms and your shoulders to be comfortable. The resistance for this stretch is squeezing the heels together. They don't move, they just squeeze together. And as soon as they do that, the muscles on the back inside of the thighs tighten up. So you maintain that squeeze while you hinge forward to lengthen for the stretch. And then you release and return. And you might not feel much of a stretch happening. You probably just feel an effort to maintain the squeeze. That's because we're stretching one of the hamstring muscle groups, and those have a lot of unhealthy fascia and not a lot of sensation. But I promise you it's happening. So long as you feel the feet, the heels in particular, squeezing together while you fold, you are doing it right. So we are squeezing those heels together and folding to lengthen. And you can reset in between reps, tucking the tailbone, putting the ribs in the body, squeezing the heels together and lengthening. Another thing I want you to do is check into your toes. Are your toes like super tense? Try and relax them. We don't want tense toes. We want tense hamstrings so that we can take the tension out of the hamstrings and not put it in the toes. So we are squeezing those heels together, and it's hard because you're creating the force in the feet. So it's normal for the feet to tense up. So you got to be conscious about relaxing them. Squeeze those feet together and fold. Let's do like 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. Nice. So we have so many stretch poses, and you might want to just take a moment to check in. We didn't do a comparison, but inevitably that stretch gives you a little more internal rotation in the leg, which feels really nice. You might feel a tendency of your legs, they want to like turn inward. You can notice that and see if you can feel that. It takes a lot of tension out of the hips as well. So now we're going to step into a hamstring stretch for the central hamstring. We just did the medial. Now we're going to do the central. And so I'm going to step my left foot forward, and notice, look in the camera. Can you see how both knees have a gentle bend? I have no straight legs. I don't want straight legs. I want a gentle bend in both knees. I'm going to maintain that gentle bend throughout the stretch. If I don't do that, the stretch is going to go into my knees and hurt. So I'm going to tuck my tailbone. The force is pressing that left heel into the ground and back. That activates the central hamstring on the left leg. My opposite foot naturally presses forward as soon as I do that. And I'm holding onto the wall for balance. So I've got my hamstring engaged. I'm going to keep doing that while I fold forward to lengthen. And again, it's the hamstring. So you might not have much sensation. It doesn't mean that nothing's happening. Drive that heel down and back, opposite foot presses forward, and fold. And you don't need to fold far. And notice how when I stand up, I'm leaning back a little. It's because I want to get that hamstring in the shortest start position as I possibly can. Press that heel down and back and fold forward. Opposite foot presses forward. Press that heel down and back and fold forward. Press that heel down and back and fold forward. Press that heel down and back and fold forward. Let's do 4 more. Press that heel down and back and fold forward. And press that heel down and back and fold forward. Let's do 2 more good ones. Pause in between reps if you're brand new to the method so that you can make sure that you're really pressing that heel down before you lengthen. You don't want to lengthen without resistance or you're going to make yourself less flexible. So you have to pin us. We're pinned, so you should be seeing us. You probably need to be in speaker view. You're not in speaker view. Check, it should be the upper right corner, speaker view. Let's do the other leg. Step the right foot forward. Bend in both knees, tailbone tucked, ribs in the body. Drive that heel down and back and fold. Remember, we want soft toes. We didn't check in because I got distracted because I really wanted to compare the 2 legs. But my husband, who hates it when I do that to him, distracted me. That's okay. He's coming on next. Press that heel down and back and fold forward. Tailbone tucked, ribs in. John's wearing his bendable body t-shirt for you guys. Tailbone tucked, ribs in. Press that heel down and back and fold forward. Keep those toes soft. Let's keep going. Resisting and lengthening. And resisting and lengthening. Remember, I'm starting as upright as I possibly can. If not, I'm even leaning back a little. Press that heel down and back and fold forward. And press that heel down and back and fold forward. And again. And again. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, before John takes over, I just want to check into our knees because I know a lot of people out there have knee pain, and that's a great stretch for the knees. So particularly if your knees normally feel a little stiff and painful, check in. Do they feel like they have a little more space in them, a little bit more expanded? What do you feel? Okay, John's going to come in. We're going to keep going.
Okay, we're going to go into the chest, do a long stretch. We're going to use a wall. If you have a wall, doorway, I'm going to demonstrate facing you. This will be, and then I'll turn around to the wall and do it. Your hand presses against the wall. You want your shoulder in front of your hand. And this is the target muscle, my right chest muscle. So press in and across, press in and across, and you resist, and your body moves to the left to stretch your right chest, okay? So I got my right hand about head height, pressing into the wall and across. I have a bend in my elbow, and I just simply laterally move to the left to stretch the right chest. Already got an adjustment in the shoulder. Let it go and come back. Press into the wall, press into the wall, press into the wall, and then your movement to the left will engage the right. So we're going after this right pec, lung stretches, improve the health of your lungs. Press in, soften the hand, tailbone tucked, ribs in your body, and you're just moving laterally for our purposes right now. Elbow bent, resist, let it go and come back to the start. Press the hand straight into the wall and then across to the left as you move to the left, and then relax. And you want to keep those ribs in your body. You want to tuck the tailbone. a nice athletic position in the legs and the body. Okay. Okay. We're going to check that out, shake it out. We're going to come back to that side, but we're going to do the other side. Just see what you notice. Looser arm, open chest. This feels a little pitched forward. Let's do the other arm. Hand pressing against the wall, about head height, maybe a little higher. Bend the elbow. Start with your shoulder in front of your hand. Press in, if you're doing your left hand, and across to the right. As you move to the right to stretch your left chest muscle, and then relax as you come back. Tailbone tucked, ribs in your body. You want to move laterally from the left to the right. You want your right shoulder, the lead shoulder, to be closer to the wall than your left shoulder. And that's because we want to keep the resistance in the chest as long as we can. So I'm going laterally, but I'm leading, obviously, with my right shoulder, but it's closer to the wall. And feel your chest muscle with this hand. Feel your chest muscle with your right hand and make sure it stays contracted, contracted, resisting, engaged, engaged. Let it go. Because as soon as it stops resisting, and you can feel it with your hand, but you won't necessarily feel it without your hand being there. Breathing in and out through your nose, tuck that tailbone, resist, pressing in and across to the right. We're targeting the left chest muscle. Let's do a couple more. Stay with it, stay with it. Let it go when you're done. Relax, come back to the start and resist again. Resist. Okay. Okay, shake that out. We're going to do a bladder stretch, lateral hamstring, some of the toughest tissue in the body. It's a little different than what Sita did with you. We're going to be standing. Take a step back with your right foot and turn your leg out. Take a step back with your right foot and turn the leg out, right? Bend your knees and then press that back foot backward. And you're going to feel the back outside of your leg engage, right? Keep pressing back with that foot as you fold forward. Relax and come back to the start. Nice bending your, press that foot back. So the foot wants to be soft. Let it sink into the mat. Continuously resisting while you fold forward. Relax on the way back. So the resistance in these stretches, they're active, meaning you're consistently resisting the movement. Push that foot back, push that, legs engage, make sure there's a bend in the knee, let it go. Press the foot back to resist. I like to check in, keep my positioning where I can create the most resistance. And that's one of the cues where we tuck our tailbone. So I press the foot back, keep my hips square, neutral, keep resisting, and that's about what I got. Let it go. So it's all about the resistance. Don't worry about the range. Feel the resistance. If it starts to wane, either add more force or the stretch is over. So let's do about 3 more. This is a great little pairing to do back and forth. They're what we call opposing muscle groups. So let's shake that out a bit. See what you notice. Boy, that shoulder relaxed. Foot's softer, got more support on that side. More weight coming through that side of your foot. Can you feel the more weight coming down through your body on that side? The other side's kind of floating. Great for osteoporosis or osteopenia, this bladder stretch. So let's do the left leg. Take a little step back, turn the leg out, bend your knees, back leg's a target leg, the back outside of the leg. Press the foot back. Feel the resistance or the engagement or your foot going against your yoga mat. Let it go. Resist at the start. Before you start to move, you're resisting, you want to lock it in. Keep it resisting continuously through the range. The only breathing cue we like to give is in and out through your nose. It's a really healthy way to breathe. Any breathing cadence you want. I like to let the body breathe me, meaning different muscle groups have different tissue and they produce different breathing patterns. The more unhealthy the fascia, the denser it is, the less breathing. The more resistance there is, the less breathing there's going to be. Let it go. Breathing in and out through your nose. Resist. Resist. Keep pushing back. Keep pushing back. Keep pushing back. Now, one thing I noticed is as my legs turned out and I pushed back and I resist, this leg, the leg is actually, it's not moving, but it's rotating clockwise a little bit to produce more resistance. I'm not purposely doing that. I'm just observing. So what's going on in your body? What's going on in your body? Okay. Okay. All right. Shake it out. That feels good. Back to the wall, lungs again. I'm going to do the left side first. Let's do the chest. Great stretch. Takes tension out of the neck too. Good stretch to improve the health of our lungs. I'm putting my left hand against the wall. My shoulders in front of my hand. I have a bend in the elbow. I'm pressing in and across. I'm keeping that. My tailbone's tucked. Resist, resist, resist as you move to the right. Let it go. Can you feel more force? I can feel more force. There's more resistance, better contraction of the muscle. Breathing pattern has changed. Let it go. So I'm pressing into the wall and across to the right, and then moving my body to the right, and then I relax as I come back. Now, don't, move your body around. Like I'm positioning myself from my right shoulder is getting closer and closer to the wall. Hey. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Let it go. Soften that hand, let it sink into the wall. Because the softer your hand is, the better contraction in the big muscle that we're stretching. Okay, okay. Shake it out. See what you notice, and let's do the other side. So I'm going to the right side, right hand, about head height, touch higher, shoulder in front of the hand, bend in the elbow, pressing in and across to the left. Resist, resist, resist as you move to the left. Let it go. So the footwork, that may change. You might change positions. I'm on the ball of my right foot. I'm kind of on the ball of my left foot too, but in different ways. Not doing anything on purpose except resisting. Everything else is just kind of happening. Create the resistance, know the target muscle, and then just go where your attention goes. Maybe you need to tuck the tailbone a little more. Maybe the ribs are turning a little to the right or to the left, and you got to make a slight adjustment. It's all about resistance and creating more and more resistance. Let it go. Breathing in and out through your nose. Let's do a couple more. Let it go. Okay, okay, shake that out. Neck's even looser, I'm noticing. Chest is more open. See what you notice, and let's go back to the lateral hamstring. I'm going to step back with my right foot, turn my right leg out, bend my knees, and then push that foot back, better contraction. Keep going as you fold forward and relax on the way up. I feel like the toes are tensing more. So, it's just something I noticed. Now I have to consciously relax them. I'm going to bend my knee a little more this round. Not sure why. More resistance. I got more resistance if I bend a little more. So what's going on in your body? I'm just, the only thing we're doing is resisting and stretching a particular muscle group. And then after that, your body, your attention is going to go different places. And these are little adjustments you make to create more resistance. Let it go. Breathing in and out through your nose. This is great for back pain, bladder, lateral hamstring. Let it go. Creates more bone density because the bladder is associated and improves the health of the bones when this muscle group is working better. Let it go. Resist at the start. Tuck that tailbone. Fine. Now, when I resist at the start, and then I tuck my tailbone, I lose a little bit of sensation in the target muscle, but I have more force. Okay, shake that out. So just because you don't feel it in the target muscle doesn't mean something's not happening or that you're doing it incorrectly. Okay, left leg. I'm gonna take a little step back with the left leg, turn the leg out. Square my hips facing forward, pushing that foot backward into the mat, resisting. This leg's tight. It's engaged. Muscles contracted. The fascia's engaged. Let it go. Resist, resist, resist. Let it go. What are you aware of? I'm very aware of the asymmetries between the two legs. Let it go. Less sensation here, but a lot of force. Stay with that resistance. Stay with the resistance. Stay with the resistance. Breathing in and out through your nose. Some of the things like in these standing hamstrings where you're folding forward, keep the head moving with the torso. There's a tendency, and I do this too, to just kind of drop the head and look down. And you don't want to do that. You want to fold in the hips or someplace that's comfortable, but not, keep it out of the neck and the spine if we can. Resist, 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 resist. Let it go. Okay. Shake it out. Body starting to relax really nicely. Second set, one more round. Lungs, let's go back to the wall. 3 sets are great to do if you're working on a muscle group. I'm going to start with the left hand here. Left hand against the wall, elbow bent, shoulder in front of the hand, pressing in and across. Let it go. You feel yet another increase in force. Let it go. So we're getting stronger. We're getting stronger as we're going through. The footwork is changing again. My lead foot is getting closer and closer to the wall. My right shoulder is getting closer and closer to the wall. The range is getting a little less because I'm generating more force. Breathing in and out through your nose. Let it go. Let's do about 6 or 8. Notice my hands, the palm of the hands are generating a lot more force, and the fingers are much more relaxed. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Okay, shake it out, shake it out. Let's see, we notice breathing up higher in the lungs, like more capacity. So what do you notice? And let's switch to the other side. Hand against the wall, shoulder in front of the hand, elbow bent, press in and across. Press in and across as you move laterally with the lead shoulder closer to the wall. Let it go. Tuck that tailbone, keep the ribs in. We want to generate as much force as we can comfortably. Let it go. Keep those ribs in. Let's keep going. Do a few more. Okay. Boy, the neck just increased range of motion. Okay. Last set of bladders, 6 and 6. Ready? Take a step back with the leg you're going to stretch. Turn the leg out. Bend those knees. Soften your foot. Press that foot back. Press that foot back. Really stay with it. We want to be in the muscle group we're stretching and the resistance. Let it go. Find that resistance at the start. Find that resistance. Let it go. Let it go. These two stretches, the bladder, I mean, they're associated with different things like grief's associated with lung. Power is associated with lung. Bladder is money, success. Okay, shake it out. Now, how's it going? Feel like the back, you're doing a back bend while you're standing. That's because these muscles now can shorten, the pelvis can extend. Keep going. Let's switch legs. Let's switch legs. Turn that leg out. Take a little step back. Bend those knees. Press that foot back. Press that foot back. Stay with it. Stay with it. Let it go. Take a moment at the start to resist and find your positioning. You know, soften that foot, press that foot back, press that foot back, see what you can get going, and then keep that going while you go through the stretch. Let it go. Feel I'm dropping my head a little bit, so I'm going to change that. Let it go. And I'm not telling you to keep the head up for like proper form or anything. You have more resistance. I mean, you could try it either way. You know, drop the head, see if you can keep the leg firing or keep the head, neck, and torso moving as one. Resist, 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 resist. Couple more, stay with it. Okay. All right. Standing up straight. Feel really nice and open in the hips. Neck feels great. Didn't know it was tight until it got a little looser. Keep breathing through your nose. Keep breathing through your nose.
John and I are going to stick around and answer a few questions for you. I was not looking at you while you were stretching because we were having such internet issues. We didn't want to have more than one Zoom open at the same time. Before everybody leaves, just want to give you an update of where we are. The membership is currently open for enrollment through tomorrow night, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You get all the bonuses as a monthly and a yearly if you join today, although yearlies always get that extra 12 pack and of free classes and they save money. So just want to make sure that everybody knows that's happening. You should have plenty of emails about that. And who's got questions? Let's hear them.
How do you feel after that? We had an intro, reviewed the technique, and then we went after lungs and bladder.
Which is it's kind of a nice way to experience how we stretch. Actually, we do that a lot, you know, like we really go after something. And inside the membership, we have two days a week. We call it going after it. And John just focuses on one thing for 15 minutes. So that
Eleanor, you're asking, was the elbow stay on the wall? My elbow wasn't touching the wall at all. I was just sinking my hand in, engaging this, resist, resist, resist. So this was the target muscle. And this was the point of resistance against the wall.
Sure, Joanne, let me allow it. Hold on.
We'll get some technique questions.
Do we have another? Hold on. Let us just answer these technique questions.
What is the right foot doing when the heel in the left is pulling back? Well, I think of it as pushing back. So if I'm targeting this lateral hamstring on the left leg, in that stretch we were just doing, it's back there and it's pushing back. Now that's all I'm doing. This foot, now that I'm paying attention to it, now I kind of know, right? I can't pull back. It has to go forward. I mean, try to pull both back at the same time. You know, so while one force is going one direction, the other force has to go in the other direction. The reason I don't think, because if you just focus on that back foot, push back, push back, push back, push back. This is the first time I'm paying attention to my front foot. But do you know what I'm saying? Now, some people like to think, oh, I'll just push both feet away from each other. Well, then you're just pushing both feet away from each other, and then you're not stretching your lateral hamstring on the one leg. So, you know what I mean?
You always want to know where the point of force is.
Yeah.
Another question. During the bladder stretch, I felt my glute contracting too. Should I be feeling it or just the hamstring? You can totally feel the glute, and it's not uncommon to not feel anything. Remember, we're stretching fascia, and there's a lot of dense fascia in the hamstrings and not a lot of sensation.
In this stretch, sometimes I feel in the glute. You just put your hand there on your hamstring. That's firing, that's resisting, that's tight, and you can feel it lengthening as you go forward. So the hand's really helpful in that situation.
Remember, the whole name of the game here is fascia. That's what we're changing.
Yeah.
And you don't feel fascia. So it shouldn't feel like traditional
Bladder
stretching.
stretch.
During the
Okay.
bladders, I just read
Okay,
that.
yeah.
So good to be back, Blair. I saw
Good
you.
to have you back,
Welcome.
Blair.
Let's see. Anita, yesterday was my anniversary with Bendables and also my birthday. Happy
Happy birthday.
Turned 80 and people asking if it's true and told them just do Bendables. You'll be able to move better. I love it. Thank you for sharing that, Anita.
Anita's a regular at the going after it.
She Anita
Happy
goes after
birthday,
it.
Anita.
Happy birthday. Happy 80th. I want to just get through the questions, Joanne. I'll come back to you. Okay. Yeah, I understand if you have to go or anything, but let me just get through questions. This was great. Thank you. Chest opened a lot. P.S. Sita's instructions a bit more precise.
We know that. I'm coach and this is the teacher.
Well, you're the teacher. He's the teacher, but I'm the communicator. But I'll tell you what, that may be true. Having said that, Eleanor, you want John on your case. He's the one with 3 times the experience of me.
Well, do you know, I think if you
want
watch
him on your
me
case.
and listen to Sita,
We actually have a lot of the videos set up like that, where I'm talking and he's stretching. Let's see, Karen, a little healthy marriage competition. Thank you. You're welcome. Mora, that's your cousin's name. What is ideal count for movement? I feel like I was taking much longer in my resistance. Is there too long?
nope.
No.
The amount
No.
you resist will determine your speed. The more you resist, the slower you go. The less you resist, you can move a little faster. They all want to happen, but the resistance changes the fashion.
Yeah. Let's see, Buddy, my neck and shoulder feel better, but I have increased tension in my left side by my upper ribs under my armpit. So what would be a good stretch? So first, let's just respond to the increased
ribs.
tension comment.
Try this basic
first,
stretch.
can I respond first?
Yeah.
So when you are stretching and changing your fascia, you are revealing things that are going on in your body. You're not creating them, you're revealing them. And so you got some relief in one area, which is great, but it revealed a problem that was actually already there. Okay. And so now the next step is what stretch to do to deal with it.
So we were doing lung stretches and then you felt the tension created because the muscle it attaches into the bicep or the inner arm back there. So the first thing we do, and I always do, is go to the balancing muscle group. It's a large intestine stretch Sita did in the beginning for this part of the arm and shoulder. Resist and pull across, resist, and then let it go. Do a handful of these and it should give it some relief. I'm not saying something didn't happen while you were doing it, but that'll help it.
And so inside the membership, what you do is like, if you feel something somewhere and you don't know what stretch you're supposed to do, you just put it in the search bar and we tell you. So you don't have to memorize the whole system.
Or you can just have, when you're in the membership, you just
So
make a
Sally,
comment and we'll respond.
Sally, my knees feel something, not pain, but pressure. Is that okay? Yes, it's okay. Did you feel it during the stretch, after the stretch? We need a little bit more information.
One thing, if we only did standing hamstrings, so maybe more of a bend in your knee possibly would be better. Because if it's anything going on in the knee, you want to bend it more.
Marilyn, I have a leg length discrepancy due to hip replacement. Are there any stretches that may help with this? Lateral hamstring. John did 3 sets of those today. That's going to help a lot. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, the hamstrings. Like when you start stretching and doing the whole body or going through the superior program, or you'll start to identify the body will get better and better and better, and you'll remove the asymmetries. My leg the length between my leg has gotten a ½ inch less. It's still asymmetrical, but it's better.
And what muscle is resistance muscle? I don't understand that
Which
question.
stretch are you referring to, Ann? And we'll tell you.
Anita, Angelica, I will look at the emails. Thank you so much. Kimberly, love your fur babies.
Oh, we love
Yeah,
them
we
too.
love 'em too. Claudia, I have a sprained right hand. Should I wait? Not necessarily. I mean, you're probably going to have to
Well-
avoid some of the stretches that like where you're pulling with your sprained hand, but there's so many you could still do.
You can do most of the legs. Hamstrings are really, really helpful for the whole body. That's some of the toughest tissue in the body. I mean, there's doorway stretches where you don't use the wrist and the hand, where you just using the inside or outside of your arm. And you can still improve the fascia health in your shoulders and chest.
So Jeanette, when you were doing the wall stretches, were both hands touching the wall?
No,
No.
I only had one hand touching the wall. And actually my other hand, I was feeling this chest or this chest, whether or not it was staying contracted. Because I can keep pressing into the wall, pressing into the wall, pressing into the wall, and I'm still pressing into the wall. That doesn't mean this stays contracted. And I won't feel that it stops contracting without my hand being there. So
Whenever
that's
you
what
can
I was
touch
doing.
the area that you're stretching is
When
helpful.
you can, you want to feel it with your hands. More information.
So this is iPhone, whose name I don't know, but it's a lovely thing that you put in here. I just want to say, John, your story is so inspiring.
Oh, thanks.
Including photos was a game changer for me. Your before and after photos that you so generously include. My first time doing these stretches, so your story gives me hope to get rid of pain and gain flexibility. You want to respond to that?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's hard to believe, like if you're stiff like I was, and you can relate to that, or 20 years of back pain, chiropractors, everything. It's like I didn't get into this I was hoping to get more flexible, and I got significantly more flexible. But then you understand the body in a whole new way. You just feel better and better. You're creating space in your body that you never had before. Even if you're hypermobile, you're still creating space.
You're getting put back together.
You're getting put back together. A lot of mobile people tend to have a lot of pain in the joints after a while.
So this is Sandra.
Yeah,
How can I stop the monthly payment if I don't want to continue? You just cancel. You have a dashboard and it's right in there. It's really simple. You just cancel. Paulette, I appreciate all the instructions. I live in an area that internet is sporadic, but am able to get the understanding of where to tense, then the resistance, and where to relax. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. You're welcome. You got to keep those ebooks that we sent out in the free training.
Yeah, and if you ever do have internet, our YouTube and blogs on our website are good.
So we got that question answered. At least 5 hours with the two of you, less a seal. I don't
Achilles.
less Achilles.
Yeah.
We're not sure what that means. Joanne,
Happy birthday, Anita.
happy birthday, happy birthday. These are wonderful stretches, especially at your own pace. Oh yeah, always have to go at your own
Yeah,
pace.
you definitely want to do that.
Let's see, Sally, do you have a visual of stretches and corresponding muscles at work? I don't know where the outside hamstring is on my body. So inside the membership, John points to the area. The free training series has ebooks that show you the stretches, and the area is indicated. One second, she's asking if we have a resource, John.
Well, I'll just tell you.
So
for now,
other than that, we don't really.
we have
Go
three
ahead.
hamstrings on the back of our leg: the outside hamstring, the center hamstring, and the inside hamstring. So Sita stretched with you the center hamstring,
And the
brain,
inside.
and the inside, and then we did the outside 3 sets, back, outside, right here. It's right. They're very tendinous. They're tough tissue. You want to change them.
Joanna here. Yes, very. Let's see. Wait. I broke my femur in March of 21. Still not normal. Any thoughts? I'm going to let you answer that.
Well, we worked with someone who had a broken femur, caught up with her a couple years later. And she had a very stiff leg. The hip was sore. And that all went away probably 3 months, 4 months. She was getting stretched and self-stretching. But yeah, no, it can get a lot better. What are your symptoms? Like what? So that bladder stretch we did will improve the health of your bones, so it'll heal faster. So that's the one muscle group that's directly correlated to the health of your bones. So that's really important. And if you have any, like, in particular symptoms, if you make a certain movement, it hurts, you can let us know. We can get more specific again.
Eleanor, I noticed you are using muscle names more than bladder, lung, etc. It makes more sense to me. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
try and do both.
we call them by the organs, generally speaking, because it's the shortest name. And plus, it's kind of cool to know that you're affecting an organ. Elizabeth, look forward to deep hip flexor stretches. Stretching fascia is the name of the game. Well,
Cool.
Elizabeth, that is
Cool.
awesome. However, having said that, got to get those hamstrings changed. They're really causing the tension in the hip flexors. Drina, yes, can attest to removing pain. I was walking this morning thinking, wow, at 52, my body feels like it's 30 again. No pain in neck, shoulder, and SI joint. I love it. Drina, thanks for
Thank
posting
you.
that.
So
Lots
good
of
to hear.
look at all these birthday wishes, Anita. It's so cool. Elizabeth, May 20th is my Elizabeth Donda's 3-year anniversary. Oh my God, you've been with us since COVID. That's wild. Carmen, missed the first part of the video. Will there be an encore? Probably not, but we're going to try and get it uploaded. We're just a little bit about us right now. We still got 91 of you in here. We are moving from the Asheville area back north, and we're up there right now looking around. So it's a bit of a hectic time for
We're
us.
here, up here.
We're up here. No, we're not up there. We're actually here. Beautiful dogs. It's true. What's the name of the dog? We have two, Betsy and Emma. They're laying down right now. And you know that old expression, don't wake a sleeping baby. Let's see. My clothes size has gone down. 1. My body is much firmer. This is Elizabeth. She's been stretching with us for 3 years. Anna
Happened to me
Lee.
too.
I walk with a walker, bad lower back, hamstring exercises should help. Amy, any others? Yes, hamstring stretches are going to help a lot. And we have inside our membership a whole standing only section. It's relatively new and it's been really popular. And so if getting down on the ground's an issue, that's a great option for those
You
of
want to the walker, you want to change those lats, the appendix meridian.
just
that'll-
by using the walker, right? Got it.
So it can get, just makes it easy.
Elizabeth, again, I've had significant decrease in anxiety. I have muscles in my upper body for the first time and avoided neck surgery doing BB. Holy crap, Elizabeth, it's awesome. Thank you for posting that. Your hamstrings are definitely culprits. Yes. Elizabeth, did I mention cellulite? Big change. Marilyn, anything stretches that help with bloated belly fat accumulation?
Well, I'd start with stomach stretches for the quad. The quads, the stomach meridian runs right through the quads. And if the stomach is bloated, it sounds like the stomach, you would start there. We have stomach flows. You can just simply do stomach stretches, a variety of them on a daily basis, like 3 sets at a time. And the digestion should improve. But if it's a large intestine, versions of our large intestine stretch will help, but the bloating is usually associated with the stomach.
Joanne, I am going to, let's unmute you. Make it so that you can unmute. I think I have to.
I'm here.
Oh, good. It worked. Where are you? Let's find you. We
What a
can pin you.
surprise. You want me?
Of course we want you. I just wanted to make sure I answered questions. I want to find you so that I can pin you. There you are. Pin. There we go. Hey, so
Yes,
Joanne, everybody, this is Joanne. She comes to our classes. You've been a member for how long?
I just finished my 2nd year, starting my 3rd year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, there are things that, I'm still working on belly fat, but that's, that'll come. No big deal. But I just feel so much better. I mean, I'm right up there with Elizabeth with the anxiety and all kinds of things. I still feel stiff in my body when I wake up in the morning, but I drink 2 glasses of water and I do my bendables and I'm good to go.
Awesome.
It's so good. Yeah, you really put in the time and the effort. And I think that, so many, we've heard from so many different people that have been in the membership. And I remember Julie was saying, Julie who comes to class,
Yes.
Julie Scheckman, she was saying, I think one of the hardest things that's like a learning curve or it slows you down in the beginning is learning how to resist. And you just got to
Yes.
get through that. And when you can get through that, then you just start getting results and results and results. You know, we think of the results as immediate, and you've experienced them, you know, and many of
Yeah.
you that are here tonight or today, whatever time of day it is where you are, you stretch and you get an immediate result. But
Right.
sometimes that can get a little bit interrupted as you're learning how to resist. So you just got to get through that obstacle.
Well,
And
they're
so,
definitely cumulative also over time,
Yeah.
you know. Um,
the way that
Yeah.
we like to describe it is when you change your fascia, and you've probably experienced this in your body, Joanne, I'm sure Elizabeth has, and Blair, it's like a remodel. So you don't have to like keep remodeling every weekend. You just have to clean house because you're
Yeah.
living in the house. But it really has a permanency to it in the way that like a remodel does. And it's tissue that's just not getting addressed.
Well, and
you
it's
dropped the
important.
sign.
It's important in the beginning, resistance, number one,
Yeah.
learn the technique and take it slow and just do it. And then the tough part that I had was getting into a routine. The first year I just did the program as the program, and I added the classes in because for me, that made me accountable. I really needed to be held accountable. And then I'd switch to, okay, now when do I do this? And I'm a good morning person, so I do a stretch in the morning, but I got to the point where I added an evening one in, so it would help me sleep. And then I started adding in things in the afternoon and just putting them in whenever I felt like, so it was instinctual for me, but I had to make an effort. There was a long time when I had to make an effort to do it. And I think that had to do with my mind and my anxiety level. And so, you know, be kind to yourself and just do what feels best to you. And you'll get, you know, I just totally got into a flow, and now I just do it when, you know, I do it all the time in the morning, all the time in the evening, and then sporadically through the day if I need it.
Like drinking water.
Like drinking water. And
Water.
God, water is key. Everybody needs to drink. Well, I go half my body weight in ounces is what I drink during the day.
Yeah, that's definitely a good approach.
It's super healing, super healing.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Joanne.
Joanne.
Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
guys.
Thank you.
And so how do we get the t-shirts? I
doing
love
the
the
work.
t-shirts.
Oh, you don't know about our t-shirts? I'll send you the link. We'll
thank
send
you.
you one. You need a t-shirt.
Okay.
You've been stretching
They're
with us
on
forever. We'll
our,
send you one.
website, I
Well,
think.
you just tell me your size and we'll send you one. I'll send you the link.
Thank you. I think I'm a medium, but well, it depends on how they run.
I'll send you pictures. There's like a whole thing.
Oh, super. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me remove pin. Jeanette, I have fibromyalgia, so getting stiffness out helps. It sure does. Absolutely. Stretches for the internal immune system are going to help with that. Blair's telling you they run small.
And for fibromyalgia, the medial hamstring, because the pancreas regulates the health of the fascia, so that would be a focus too. Glad you're feeling a little better.
Yeah, it was really nice to stretch with you guys, give you an added little taste. We're going to do everything we can to get this up on the all access page by tomorrow. I don't think it'll be too big of a problem.
And if we don't see you this time in the membership, maybe we'll see you next
We'll
time.
See you next time. We always have free offerings and, you know, weekend stuff. And our blog is full of free videos. So if it's not a good time for you to join now, you've got some free resources on our YouTube channel. And keep the questions coming. And remember, you have through tomorrow night. But it was lovely to stretch with you. And I think we should end on a happy birthday, Anita.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
Anita.
Keep going.
Bye, guys. Have a really good rest of your weekend. Bye-bye. Bye.